This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
We've got a big golf course in front of us today. Robert Trent Jones II designed this golf course really to fit in with these marvelous surroundings. But consequently, we have like what I would call almost an inland links. It's going to play like that. Ideally, you'd like to play this golf course through the air, but it's very exposed to the elements. He's gone for a little extra.
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I've ever seen. Just let it rip.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. -1 and early going. Now at the second and a medium length par 4, Frank.
Yep, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here, well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left.
Are you kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, what do you think about this approach shot here at the second at Chambers Bay?
If you've driven it down the right side, you have a much better view of this green, better access to the flag when it's on the back left. You really want to just avoid that little bunker that cuts in on the right side. And there's a little sort of gut on that left side of the green, where that sort of collects the ball.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. And this would be nice, 2 straight birdies. that drops for another birdie. 2 in a row to start the round. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
A rather nice shot, I would say.
And it makes the green in regulation. Frank, see if he can get the hat trick here.
Oh, things are looking so good. Strokes good, swings good. Let's see if it goes in.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So 2 under early on. Frank, here on the 4th tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does lead to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. This, the second shot here at the par 4. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. He has a birdie opportunity here. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Frank, it's kind of fun to swing away on an elevated tee like this, the 5th here at Chambers Bay.
It looks straight away. It certainly does. And under 500 yards, so it gives you a chance, plus that elevation. You should be able to knock one down there. The whole pinch is in, though, with those bunkers left and right, and there's just one bunker in the front of this green, and that, as you can guess, should be avoided.
Be careful. They call this hole free fall. Yeah, that's a good drive right there. Got all of it.
Did you hear the sound?
Now, the approach shot here at the 5th hole at Chambers Bay, and how difficult is this?
Well, it looks straightforward, but the second shot, once again, just semi-blind. You've got to be very aware of that little central bunker that's just short of the green, because you're either going to have to go over it or around it.
And that's how you play the game, right there. Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Getting set to hit the tee shot here at the 6th at Chambers Bay. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
There's a nice dune down that left side that sort of gives you a good line that you can work the ball off here. But remember, this is a links golf course, so you don't try and fight Mother Nature, because she'll always win. So anything down the left, let that ball sort of kick its way back towards the middle of the fairway. A lengthy par 4, though, at 495.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Good swing, good shot yet again. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
On the 7th tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why. There's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill.
Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Let's see if he can make it 3 in a row.
He can't be that good.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's that sneaky distance. A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
And getting ready for the putt. Three under on the day. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. That is very grand sounding, like something that...
You're talking Greek God here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss and a drop shot here at the 9th. These putts keep the round together.
now at -2 for the day.
Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, more than a decade ago, this had to seem like such a long shot to host a U.S. Open on a site that was previously a sand and gravel mine.
Yeah, it's unheard of for the USGA to go to a golf course that, you know, was built in 2007. Normally we think a great golf course has got to be 100+ years of age, but this is where we're proved wrong. Chambers Bay is a golf course, #1, that anybody can play. It's a walking golf course, #2. That's really what the USGA stands for. So this is a golf course that's going to host what is the toughest test in professional golf, and also host you and me just playing around for a little hit and giggle. Very few golf courses can do that.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Didn't quite have the break on that medium length putt right there.
Now a 7-footer. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past the miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that. It's a positive attitude.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. This would give him the par. Nice par to remain 1 under. Now at the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, this one bends to the right, par 4.
It doesn't mean that you have to cut it or move the ball in that direction. Ideally, really, anything down the left side of the fairway would be well suited for this hole. There is a central bunker that sort of protects the front middle of this green. You can go in left of that or right of that, but this is a beefy par 4. 4 on the card, and you are not losing ground. Great drive.
Came right out of the middle of the bat. This is the second shot at the par 4. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
It's no snack, though.
Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be, 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Third shot, looking for a good one. So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
That's a shot gone forever.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
So with that, the score is now at even par. At last, Frank, a break from those long par fours. We just played 5 par fours in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree, one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15. It's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
Solid play, heart of the green.
Even par currently.
Still even par for the day. Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is a pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing you get into the fairway first. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem's going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot.
Wow, a 5th birdie on the day. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3. You can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of the US Open. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop. Second shot.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That's 1 under on the day. Now to the 18th hole, Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again, you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Frank, you're in the business of analyzing golf shots.
I don't want to see that one again.
Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. You know, there's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present opening round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Settles in over the putt.
Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Now to the second. Frank, what do you make of this hole?
Well, over the years, we've seen more and more people hitting 3-wood off this tee. And the 3-wood's normally easier to draw, and it doesn't run out down that right side.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Third shot coming up at this par 5. Still a good chance to make birdie.
Yeah, just make sure you have the right number and the right club.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction.
Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
So we started with a par 4, then a par 5, and now the 177-yard par 3 third hole. Plenty of hazards here, Frank.
Yeah, you really break this green up into 3 portions. Front left, front right, and that back, just on top of the ridge.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Nice birdie to move to 3 under par for the tournament. And now back over to the 4th. Frank, you have to be impressed with what you've seen from the golfer so far.
It's rock solid. The ultimate of professional, doing exactly what you should be on a day like today.
Good contact, good result. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, the players out here today really have the opportunity of a lifetime chance to earn a PGA Tour card at the end of this tournament.
And that life-changing opportunity is certainly going to be on the line. All of these great golfers have put in the time to get where they are right now, and they're just one step away. That's right, one step away, maybe this week, of earning a tour card.
Good, clean contact, and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. And getting ready for the putt. Don't leave it short. Wow. Just a little tap in here. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. So that concludes round 1. Frank, what's the mindset after this first day?
Well, the important thing is just try and play smart, get a feel for the golf course. That's what you try and do on the opening round. And now that the players have seen it, we should see some better scores tomorrow.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship.
For a little extra. Smoked that one.
Frank here at the 4th. Not a long shot, but it can be tricky.
If you get a little ambitious when that flag's on the left side, you can spin it all the way back into the lake.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. And he makes it for par. Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, if you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that? Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Even par currently.
That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 into 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, as we watch the Web.com Tour Finals, anyone in particular you think could be a breakout star, someone like a Keegan Bradley who jumped right out onto the PGA Tour and won the PGA Championship in his first ever start in a major?
Well, this player that I'm looking at right now, yes, and I mean you out there. Look at that. A prodigy since the age of 2. A lot of people in the golf world have just been waiting for you to finally get to this point. And, well, time for me to watch, time for you to play.
Frank, this is a good position to be in for a player. Making birdies, making some moves.
Yeah, starting to get the momentum, too, for the finish. Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. One good strike comes off the center of the bat, one good result, and you begin to feel differently about things. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Frank, 17 here at TPC Sawgrass gets all the attention when you look at the par 3s, justifiably so. But number 8 is a daunting challenge in its own right.
It is, longest of the 4 par 3s. Plus, it's just littered with bunkers around the side, the back, and the front.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Great, too.
Beautiful. Frank, what do you make of the final hole here on the front side, the 583-yard par 5 ninth?
Just depends on how much you want to risk here. If you hit a good drive down the right side, it's certainly gettable for 2. But you can make an absolute mess here at 9. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
This is a good-looking shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Rich, you have to go back to 1983. That's when they started the all-exempt tour. And it took a few years before they started a second tour, and what is now known as the web.com. Over 400 victories have come from players that have graduated from the web.com. And that list of players, the Leymans, the Elsers, the Furics, I mean, the list just goes on and on. They're almost the who's who of golf today.
Matt Kuchar's another guy who's become a PGA Tour superstar, and he put in some time on the web.com tour. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Frank, this is a hole that I really like. The 8th, 237-yard par 3, just a necklace of bunkers surrounding the green. What's the best approach?
You come out through that chute or that hallway of trees there, and this being the longest of the 4 par 3s of TPC Sawgrass, the green actually plays much smaller than what it looks because of that narrow entry.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. He's in the hole for a birdie. Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 9th hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true 3-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, he gave us a demonstration today why he's one of the best in the sport. Every green hit in regulation. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Now on to one of the most exciting back nines in golf here at the TPC Sawgrass and the stadium course. Let's begin at number 10, Frank, and what do you make of this hole?
It's another one where you're just trying to fit the tee shot in the fairway there. It's not a driver, just something that stays right. And of course, we've seen a lot of people stray here down the left side. Who can forget Mickelson when he won his Players Championship, hitting that phenomenal 7-iron out of the fairway bunker through the trees and still finding the putting surface. But speaking of the putting surface, this green has more undulations than just about any green on the golf course.
Get down, look out.
It's over. The green.
Just averted danger right there, so close.
Why does he have all the luck?
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Let's go to the 11th. Now, it's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
And that's why, as the start of the back nine, especially on a Sunday, this becomes such a pivotal hole to start a run. Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the longer hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach.
Just burning rubber right here. I mean, this one is taken off like a missile.
Just destroyed it. He's going to try and rip the cover off it.
Wow, Frank, I mean, he put the thumb down on that one.
And kept it going, too. To mash that down like that, that's the air time, the hang time he got out.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
And getting ready for the putt.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Now to the par 4 12th, and it's a pretty short hole, Frank.
Yeah, Pete Dye often doesn't get enough credit for his short par fours. This is a great example where one of the features of it is the blind second shot, just to give you a little bit of doubt on judging the distance. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run to 15?
I would sprint. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. Gives you a better entry into this green.
Getting set now for the approach at the 15th.
Yeah, good-looking second shot here, but you've got to be precise. Hardly a flat spot on this green.
This could be a good one. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for 2 in a row now. Count that. That's a birdie. Frank, fans watching, they love excitement in the game. 16's an exciting hole, isn't it?
Well, that's where you get it, because you hear the roars. You start to see the big crowds that go all the way around 16, 17. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Look at that, the full treatment. Get up. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, it's a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Frank, not to plant the seed of doubt, but we must deliver the facts here on this telecast. 44 balls in the water a couple of years ago, 28 last year.
Rich, that's the announcer's curse. What will he do?
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Good putt. Now to the 18th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4, Frank, and another example of visual intimidation from the designer, Pete Dye.
Those wooden bulkheads that go all the way down the left side of 18 give you like an optical illusion, Rich. And there's not a single fairway bunker on the right to give you something specifically to aim at. So you've got to fixate on one of those trees. This is not a hole where you want to be looking at anything other than a specific target. Should be safely on deck.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
He's made it. That has to feel so good. A big championship victory. Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.